Aloha Nui. I'm Gino McIntyre, and this is another special episode of Deoccupy Honolulu, Changing the Discourse.
The following is presented by activists who are united in their cause for freedom, and each possess their own individual ideas, expressions, and critical analysis. If anything of what's shared here offends you, please take it with a grain of salt and step back. We're just another TV show after all.
Aloha, I'm Kili'Iwai Kamarulo, and I'm your guest host today for Changing the Discourse. Gino McIntyre is on the Big Island, sometimes up at Mauna Kea with the Kia'i, supporting our mountain. It's very important that we think about our mountain in these times and all sacred places. To my right is the famous singer, songwriter, and entertainer, Nico Martin. Thank you very much for being here and all your wonderful, very important songs that talk about what's going on down here in Hawaii. And over here, Laulani Teal, you'll see her from the opening credits. She's a La'ao Lapa'ao, and she's also a wonderful, wonderful entertainer. Please enjoy the music, and please enjoy the discussion. Aloha.
And so it was, a woman's love did save us from the fire. Told her people standing down would mean their survival. Climbing down from her throne, aloha oi, to the choir, took a train across America to lay our story down. And to the people of America, she prayed that they would find inspiration and heart's compassion for the peace of all mankind, to lift the curse that's held us under wars of wanting for profit and plunder, behind the truth and clouds thereunder, and prisons full of sons and daughters. Red ribbons dangling from her hair, red ribbons, I see them everywhere. Red ribbons, won't you take me there? Oh, red ribbons everywhere. She did stand upon the land at home on the range, where few have heard her prophetic words and message that she gave, that one day they will rise again, sons and daughters of Hawaii, and there'll be red ribbons everywhere. wanted safety for her people, shelter from the storm. She wanted to protect the land from the hands of a greedy horde. And through the snow and icy embers, up the stairs to see if justice lives there, for those red ribbons that she wore. Red ribbons dangling from her hair. Red ribbons, I see them everywhere. Red ribbons, won't you take me there? Oh, red ribbons everywhere. And so it was a woman's love that saved us from the fire, and told her people standing down would mean their survival. Climbed down from her throne, aloha to the choir, took a train across America to lay our story down. Red ribbons dangling from her hair. Red ribbons, I see them everywhere. Red ribbons, won't you take me there? Oh, red ribbons everywhere. There'll be red ribbons everywhere.
That song was essentially about the Queen's protest letter, yeah?
That's it. Still waiting there. Still waiting to be answered. Like Kamana Opono Crab so courageously stepped out for all of us. And we're still waiting for that answer.
For those who don't know, the Queen hand-delivered, I'm giving this after the song, but we were supposed to give it before the song, but she hand-delivered a protest letter to the United States, and that protest letter has still not been answered. So that was delivered to Washington, D.C. The history books, both in Hawaii and elsewhere, say that the Queen gave up her throne. She did not. She did not give up the kingdom. She did not give up the throne. She held off of fighting back. So we have one of the longest standing resistance movements that's nonviolent in the world. And her letter, which was stamped with a red ribbon, and that's what the red ribbons are, is still sitting there in Washington, D.C., waiting for an answer.
Okay, move over a little bit, please. Okay. So this one is for all ohana who showed up at when the DOI, Department of Interior, that is, came into town and I hear they've come back to town, but I don't see them coming through the front door. And so this song is for all Ohana, and this is for us, gang. I went to a meeting just the other day. Department of Interior was on its way. They gave us free food and a place to stay. You got 2 minutes and be on your way. 2 minutes and be on your way. Well, the climate was kinda like a hurricane. Barometers was falling time and time again. The answer was no, and when you gonna go? I got my family to feed and can't take it no more. So we posting pictures on the internet, Googling on Facebook with my friends, and wearing red ribbons until the end. Ooh, I'm okay, I kinda once again. Well, later that night we went to Waimanalo. The people were shouting, go cats go. You take your sugar and your flour, we're going back to Poi Power. And maybe we can feed you when you come again. So we're posting pictures on the internet, Googling on Facebook with my friends, and wearing red ribbons until the end. Ooh, I'm okay, I walk kinda once again. Well, what we gonna do in the meantime, Joe? Go down the beach and take it slow. I'm gonna bring my guitar just in case I get an inspiration about this place. So I put up a petition for the world to see a little bit of humanity. And if you think it sounds crazy for you know who, just take a tip from me with the know who. So we're posting pictures on the internet, Googling on Facebook with my friends, and wearing red ribbons until the end. Ooh, I'm okay, all kinda once again. Go back Waimanalo. Later that night I went to Waimanalo. People were shouting, go cats go. You take your sugar and your flour, we going back to Poi Power. And maybe we can feed you when you come again. So we're posting pictures on the internet, Googling on Facebook with my friends, and wearing red ribbons until the end. Ooh, I'm okay, I walk kinda once again.
He really doesn't actually have a Facebook account that he uses, but that's beside the point.
Well, I never set it up. I wouldn't be able to find it either. So.
So today on campus we are sign waving in front of Bachman Lawn to support the protectors that have been on the Mauna and all of their sacrifices physically and the energy that they've been putting towards this, and we just felt like it was needed to have this on campus at this time. And
definitely just to celebrate kind of the ruling that went out yesterday, Tuesday, that was supposed to happen. More construction workers were supposed to go back on the Mauna. So definitely as a kind of like a celebratory reminder to people in town and in Manoa, and also to the students, getting them aware, and also bringing UH's attention back to this issue, and also reminding them that they have to remain a Hawaiian place of learning, and what does that definition mean to us as Hawaiian people, and what does it mean to them, and what's their intent. So also just keeping them in the loop and making sure they know that we're still here and we're still fighting for these issues that continue to happen, and UH continually to be involved in these type of actions. So definitely keeping them aware and let them know that we're here, that Hawaiian people belong at this school, and that they need to stick to what they say and what they propose.
In terms of Kala and the idea of money and science, one example I can think of is just me being a college student. Am I going here just because of the pay? Like, I'm gonna graduate here thinking of, oh, I'm only in college because I want better pay in the future. Or am I in college because I want to produce scholarly work? You know, there's a difference between going to school for its intended purposes, which for me is to produce scholarly works, and then just go to learn, and then versus like going to school just because I want a better paying job, I want good pay. So, I mean, it all relates back to this whole idea of the TNT, construction of the TNT with science and money. What is it really for? How is it affecting science? And I think with nowadays, this is my opinion, I think science right now is distorted, and it's probably more in the best interest of just greed and money without like bringing forth any new learning materials, you know.
And I do know that part of the reason UH is supporting the TMT, like our lease over there, like we get it for free, and then we sublease to all these telescopes in countries for like $1 a year. And if you do the math, I think it's like it costs like what, $3,000 to look through one of these telescopes for like 1 minute. And like, okay, they're doing that for like, I can't do math, but it ends up being like $1 million a year for one telescope. And UH, like their whole part in it is like, we get to use it for free. Our astronomy students get to use it for free. And that's all fine and good, but like, how are the people seeing it? That's ceded lands. Those are Hawaiian lands, but we're not profiting. Like, our kupuna aren't getting any money. We didn't get any money, you know, and like, Poli'ahu's up there, like what? How is this affecting our culture and our religion and like all of our mo'opuna and like the water table up there? You might like, they're gonna have a 5,000 gallon or ton tank underground where they're gonna be storing hazardous materials, hazardous waste. That is gonna seep into the water table, like under Mauna Kea. Like that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt like my grandbabies, my great grandbabies, and I'm not okay with that. You know, like money is not worth that. I don't want to kill my descendants just for money. It doesn't make any sense to me. Fui kapono.
Is UH a place for Hawaiian learning? And that's the question of today, if it's like a place of Hawaiian learning. And to assert that kind of philosophy with the construction of TNT goes against that. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It does. Like a Hawaiian place of learning, like you'd think that they would be like holding up the culture, keeping that like in focus, but the support of the TMT is just in complete opposition to that. You know, like, and what, they're just making money off it. Profit is not money is not a Hawaiian thing. The dala is like an introduction of the Western concept, and it just doesn't make sense.
And who's it really benefiting though? Like, as this TNT could benefit, they say the argument is it's going to benefit mankind and just humanity, just like advancements in science, which is cool, but Hawaiians already showed that we've had indigenous knowledge. We knew how to do this. We had a working knowledge of astronomy. So who's to say with like the advancement of science is gonna progress us, at least in our time, like for modern Hawaiians, why can't we use what we already know and go with that? So that's my take on that. And they've already had 12 other telescopes on there. Like,
This would be 13.
this would be 13, like
Too many telescopes.
Yeah.
Right? TMT.
too many desecrations to the land. Like, it's unnecessary, especially the impact that it has on the Mauna. So, yeah.
Right. And I think it's very wrong of UH to say that they are a Hawaiian place of learning when we are not. They're not like reinforcing the culture, like, yeah, Hawaiian studies, but I mean, how does the rest of the campus benefit from this Hawaiian place of learning other than that it is the University of Hawaii? It's just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. I can't reconcile this in my head. I've been trying for months.
It all comes down to just money and greed. I mean, just the politics behind that. So, really, and if it's into that, what are these institutions that claim to be Hawaiian? What are they doing for the Hawaiian community?
How are they benefiting the Hawaiian people, right?
If this is about money, well, how are they going to benefit us? Are they going to give us anything? That's the question. I mean,
Are we going to be paying every single Hawaiian student? Are we going to get free tuition?
right?
Free tuition, UH? Come on, step it up.
Yeah.
So a lot of this money goes to like admins and doesn't necessarily go professors.
Admin, yeah, well, and I know like a lot of the science professors are like, yeah, this is good, because science. But it's like, well, what about indigenous science, indigenous ways of knowing? That's not really helping us. We already know. We already figured it out. If everyone's behind us, if like these non-Hawaiians cannot get on board with our thinking, then I'm sorry, but I don't think they shouldn't desecrate our Mauna, our most sacred site, because they are running behind times.
I mean, science should be like part of nature, part of society,
Yeah.
and not do heavy things,
Right,
and
totally.
to learn. Yeah.
Progress, like, okay, scientific progress, or desecration in the name of progress. That doesn't. If we're like progressing, we shouldn't be destroying what's around us. We should figure out a way to do it without impacting everything else.
Yeah. So we're here today in support of I guess.
In support of the Mauna.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not in support of this telescope and desecration.